Do you ever feel like some days people are amazing, while other days like they just flat out suck?
What is wrong with you people?
Some days you walk outside, you get like a million compliments, you only have like positive interactions with people, you see like all these people doing like random acts of kindness, and you're just like, wow, the world is really an amazing place. But of course, other days you walk away and you're like, what is wrong with all these people? What does it take to be nice anymore? You realize like that kindness and respect are totally free, and yet some days no one out there seems to have either. Well, this is where I like to take a page out of Mel Robbins' book, and her whole let them theory philosophy. First off, let them. If they're having a crummy day and they can't find it within themselves to be nice to you, let them. The vast majority of the time it's not actually a reflection on you, but then let me choose to bring that positive energy into the world because more people need that. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how to handle like these different energies and how to actually be part of the change and part of the solution by being an active participant. I'm also going to be talking about like one of my favorite people from my gym who's 88 years old, and yet like she has more energy and like more positivity than most like 20-year-olds, honestly. So anyways, without further ado, let's dive deeper in now.
Give me a...
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Jared and James channel. I'm Jared Weiss. If you guys didn't know that, it must mean that you're not subscribed to the channel, so you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts on the video. Follow me on every platform, and if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to check out my book, Fight Through It by Jared Weiss. All the links to purchase it are on my website, which is jaredbryanweiss.com. That's JAREDRYANWEIS.com. Buy the book, support me, and make sure to check out all those some shirts in there as well. Every shirt has been designed by me. Every shirt is made of 100% organic cotton, so like any support at all, as I'm always saying, will be very greatly appreciated. So let's dive deeper into this episode now. I had a very interesting realization recently, which is like, the world has it all. It's got everything. You've got great people out there who restore your faith in humanity, and of course, like, I'm hoping to be one of those people. And I hope like all of you out there see me as one of those people.
You're a good person.
While you also encounter the people who make you think, what is wrong with the world? Who crapped in your cornflakes? I don't remember where that line comes from, but like it has to be like from some movie out there. So for instance, on the days where I'm like, people really are amazing, I go to the gym, see all my people there, they're all really happy to see me. And I'm of course smiling ear to ear, like and having a ton of laughs, happy to see them too. Maybe I get like a nice compliment on one of the shirts I'm wearing. Maybe I also like tell my gym people because like I'm of course sort of the mayor there. And no, I didn't make that myself, but like because everyone there knows me, I have actually been like referred to as the mayor of Lifetime Fitness. But so I of course go up to all my people and like tell them how great they're doing, and I try my best like to inject some positivity into their days, and so they end up reflecting it back onto me. There's also this incredibly sweet old lady at my gym who comes in with a smile on her face and like flirts with me, and then like proceeds to take her dance class.
Hello, young lady. Is your mother home?
Mom!
And of course, everyone loves her there, and like I'm going to be talking more about her later on in this episode. Maybe on that really good day also, I get some like really nice comments on social media, add some new followers, people telling me like how I'm positively impacting their lives, and how this person saw my post at like the exact right time that like they needed it. Then maybe I see some like amazing acts of kindness on my feed. Such as recently I saw a post where this one girl cheerleader was the only one like couldn't have a date to the dance or something like that. And then what happened was like the varsity captain of the football team actually asked her to go. Very sweet. So when you see all the things like that and like have those interactions, you walk away saying people are really amazing and like the world is like a great place to be in. And then the very next day maybe someone cuts you off in traffic. No one smiles at you. That post like you worked on for hours gets no likes. Maybe you only get like a few nasty comments on that day, telling you like to quit and telling you that like your content sucks. And so of course after a day like that, you walk away saying to yourself, why can't people just be good and like be kind to others?
I will never understand people.
They're the worst.
Why is it so hard for some people to just be nice? But this is where you or I have to understand that like the world is never just one thing at all times. The world has it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so the key or the hardest part is not letting it change how you show up, how you choose to show up. And so it's up to you to put out your own vibe and your own frequency and your own positivity, regardless of like what everyone else is doing. And this is how you become the change that you wish to see. And this also like makes you a super magnetic person to be around. Because when people out there know that like you show up as your best self, regardless of like how you're feeling and like regardless of your circumstances, or at the very least, they always know like you're gonna try even when it gets tough for you, well then people see you as like a consistent positive energy, and they know what they're getting from you. And so on a day where they might be struggling, they're gonna gravitate towards you and towards your energy. And so I believe like all of us should strive to be that way. Now one really important realization like I think all of us need to come to is to try our best not to take things personally. And this is something that like Mel Robbins often preaches about. Because everyone has their own stuff going on at all times. Everyone is going through some type of challenge at any given time. And chances are, we're not all seeing that challenge. And so on the days when it feels like no one is noticing us, no one's being kind to us, and like no one is treating us like a real person and like someone who's valuable.
Didn't you ever once think of the customer? You call yourself a delivery boy? Well, I ain't buying!
Well, most of the time, if you assume to yourself like this person must be going through something tough and challenging, then you can actually have compassion for them. And doing so is actually going to be the best move. Now, it doesn't give them the right to treat you like crap, but it does give you back control over how you respond and like how you show up. It's not about like, oh, I'm going to let them walk all over me and like take advantage of me because they're having a rough day. But by understanding like this isn't a reflection on me, this puts us back in the driver's seat. Especially as a highly sensitive person, I notice immediately whenever something feels off. And sometimes I rush to like, oh, does this person not like me anymore?
Does everybody in the world have to like you?
Yes! Yes! Everybody has to like me!
Why didn't they smile at me? Did I do something wrong or did I do something to hurt them? And yet 99% of the time, whether it's like later on that day or later on that week, I'll find that like that person actually had something really challenging going on in their life that had nothing to do with me. Now I also remember another clip coming from Sam Dema, where he said like how you're always better off thinking the best case scenario. Not sure if like that's exactly how we said it, but like you're gonna understand what I mean in a sec. So if that person cut you off, think to yourself, they must be going to see like a sick family member. If that person doesn't talk to you today, well like work must have been crazy for them. And this is of course easier said than done, and like once again it doesn't give people the right to walk all over you. But I have definitely tried this more recently, and like doesn't fix everything. But once again, what it does do is like it helps for you to see that it's not a reflection on you. Their behavior is not a reflection on you. Now next up, sticking with the Mel Robbins concept and like the whole let them theory, the next part after the let them have their bad day, let them walk around with a crummy attitude, let them not say hi to me, let them cut me off. Well then now, let me do my thing. Let me choose to spread my kindness because it's going to feel really good for me and the other person too. Let me make the positive post. Let me leave a nice comment on someone else's post. Let me smile at the next person I see. Let me give someone a real genuine compliment. And of course, all these things go a long way. I know like I've had my whole day change around from like one simple interaction, so this is why like I try to be that person for others too. Recently, I was actually having a rough day. I suddenly see some of my favorite gym people. They were like so happy to see me, and like I of course was so happy to see them. We ended up having a great conversation, and like the rest of my day was a complete 180 shift. Just because I simply spoke to people who reminded me like that I matter. Kindness is free, and like doesn't have to be some drastic thing. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. But like one example of where it is a grand act is I see this guy on my TikTok feed sometimes. His name is like Romeo Bartley Jr., I think. And I honestly tear up when I watch most of his videos because he finds homeless people or people who are struggling, and it's both kids and adults too, and he takes an interest in them. He asks them how they're doing. He asks them like how we could help them. He buys them shoes, buys them food. And I love it. Like he's an amazing person, like he's making a huge difference in so many lives. But he's doing so in his own way, and like it's really special. But now, of course, a lot of people out there think like the only way to make a difference in people's lives is to do things like that. Do these like grand acts of kindness and spend all this money, but it's not. That's not the only way. Once again, if that's your thing, amazing. I commend you for that, and like I think you're doing a great job. But for me, I try to make a difference through my content, through all the smiles I give out, through the compliments I give people, and so I show up with my positive attitude and like positive energy. And neither way is lesser or less powerful because both energies are needed, and like both types of people are needed. So don't diminish your value or what you can bring if you're not going to soup kitchens or feeding the homeless or spending all this money on people. There are various different ways out there to change lives and make a positive difference, so like you just like have to find the best way to do so for yourself. And speaking of putting out your own positive vibe and not allowing your circumstances to define you, I want to share an excerpt coming from my book Fight Through It, and the chapter I'm going to be reading from is called Be the Reason. So this is coming from chapter 76 in my book Fight Through It, and the chapter once again is called Be the Reason, and this is like on page 300. Things might not be going well for you right now, but if you keep pushing onward and never give up, you can one day be the reason that someone else doesn't give up either. Be the reason someone smiles because you smiled at them, or maybe you made their day by making them feel appreciated. You can be the medicine that someone needed that day. You can show someone they matter. It can even be as simple as sitting with a kid at the lunch table who is sitting all alone. Maybe you see someone having a rough day and you tell them it's all going to be okay, you know from your own experience. Be the reason someone feels loved. There are a lot of people who need more love. You can give love because it doesn't cost anything. It's 100% free to give a hug or to help someone in their time of need. Be the reason someone believes in the goodness of people by showing them that you are a good person. Treat a friend to lunch for no reason other than to show them how much they mean to you. Offer a helping hand to a loved one. It can be very valuable. Be the reason someone doesn't give up on themselves or their dreams. By showing others your story and explaining how many times you failed before becoming successful, as well as all the difficulties and disappointments you had to encounter before arriving at your goal, maybe you can get others to believe that their life and their dreams aren't over. Maybe they just have to stick with it, and by reading or hearing your story, that was enough to keep them going. You can never truly understand what someone is going through, but if you let them know that you were there for them, that is often enough to make the person feel your support and they will appreciate it. And oftentimes the favor gets repaid in huge amounts. The more you give, the more you get. That's why it feels so great to help others, because in doing so, your own endorphins emerge as well. And moving ahead, in one of my favorite songs, Give Love, by one of my favorite artists, Andy Grammer, he says, "In the end, the love we take's got nothing on the love we make, so give love." This perfectly describes how we all have so much extra love to give to others and it doesn't run out. The amount of love we have to give only multiplies the more we give it out. The world runs on love. So anyways, if you guys liked what you heard, make sure to check out my book Fight Through It on my website. Now moving right along, I want to talk about this one lady at my gym who brings so much positive energy with her every day, and I'm not even sure if she realizes the impact that she has on others. And so this lady is 88 years old, and yet brings more energy, more positivity, and more joy than honestly like most 20-year-olds out there. I'm serious, and like everyone who knows her raves about her. She's 88, and yet like she takes a dance class multiple days every week.
She's 80 years old, but strong as an ox.
And on top of that, she's always joking about like how she's flirting with me whenever she sees me, and how like it's all of us kids who keep her young. How many other old people out there do we see like who don't age so gracefully because they lose their joy? They tend to keep like that pissy face and pissy energy, and they say things like getting old sucks and like they just hate the world, and are seemingly always angry about something.
Getting old sucks. Don't let anybody tell you any different.
Well, it's people like Glenda who give me hope that like doesn't have to be that way. That number is going to go up for everyone, but how you choose to age is totally up to you. You can on the one hand become totally sedentary, stop having fun, or you can learn how to dance with life, both literally and figuratively, as Glenda does. So what is it about people like Glenda and Dick Van Dyke, who's 100 now, and others like them, what do they have in common? It's that they never stop dancing, or moving, and like haven't lost their fun side. Most people out there fear aging, but she's just like, bring it on, I'm not stopping. And she's the type of person who's like, you're gonna have to keep up with me. Some people out there see getting old as a curse, and as a reason to slow down, but others see it as like, Why would I stop here? I've made it this far. Why am I stopping now? And this is a prime example of what I've been talking about like throughout this whole video, which is putting out your own energy independent of circumstances. You set the tone for how the day is going to go. You choose to be positive. You say to yourself, like, today's going to be a great day. And of course, all of us have our down days, all of us have our down moments, our tough moments. But if we could approach the majority of our days choosing to embody that positive energy, we're going to experience so many more great days. Anyways, that's the video. If you guys liked what you heard, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. I will catch you guys next time. Stay positive, stay hustling, stay grinding. Catch you next time. Peace.